Hey everyone, today we are joined by Dr. Keisha Downey. She's a licensed clinical psychologist and licensed marriage and family therapist, known for her powerful, compassionate work with VH1's Basketball Wives LA, Black Ink Crew of Chicago, and couples therapy. With the practice that she have in Los Angeles and Chicago, she serves the individuals, couples, and families, especially the high profile clients, on everything from anxiety, trauma, and communication, grief, and also substance use. Dr. Downey is celebrating with her creating of non-judgmental space and meeting people who were and they are help from healing, growth, and also into the best version of themselves. We would like to welcome you, Dr. Keisha. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it. I really,
Thank you. I appreciate you too. So we
yes.
gonna get started, girl.
All right. I'm ready.
Before you actually became Dr. Downey on TV, and who was Keisha before you actually stepped into this big space?
Well, I grew up in a suburb of Chicago called North Chicago, Illinois. So born and raised there, and just my stomping grounds. I did not know I was going to become a psychologist. I actually changed my path several times
Girl, me too.
along the way. I was supposed to be an attorney, and that just was like, yeah. But I feel like, early on, I took on the role of kind of being that go to person, helping people figure things out. And actually, one of my friends was doing this program, this counseling program. I was like, oh, you know what? That seems interesting. And so I actually enrolled in the program, but it was after I was actually like a uh, college counselor at one of my previous jobs. And
Wow.
I felt like the kids just took to me. And so it kind of like solidified things for me to just kind of go down that path. And so 21 years later, here I am. So,
Wow. So
yeah.
looking back, what was one of the challenges from your own life that taught you the most about you being resilient?
Raising two kids.
Wow.
Raising two kids, being a single parent. I uprooted myself and my kids from Chicago, from everything that I knew, to California, moved to California. So you're talking 3,000 miles away. I left my support system and went there. So that was hard. And trying to do everything for my kids, being available, being present, doing all this stuff. That was really, really hard while working two, three jobs to just make it happen and give them, things that I didn't have while going to school. So it was a lot of stuff going on. I am glad that I went through the programs that I did, meaning the
Mhm.
doctoral programs, because it forced you to do therapy. It forced you to kind of take a look inward at yourself. And so that allowed me to kind of on the back end take care of myself
Wow.
while I was doing everything. So, yeah, so I feel like that was resilient on my part, just kind of going through all of that. There are a lot of single parents out there, and my hat goes off to them because this is the hardest job ever. Like raising kids, like trying to mold their little brains into successful, human beings. It's hard, but yeah, I would say that is one of my uh, things that I'm proud of. So
Right. So
yeah.
what role has your faith and spiritual played in your personal and professional journey?
It has I will be always honest. I kind of go in and out just because, when things are hard, sometimes you feel like, oh, where
Yeah.
is where is he right now when I need him? But God has always been there for me. He has seen me through things. I just am a firm believer, and yeah, he's just been there. So that's the
Yeah.
way I could put it.
That's cool. You know, it's quite normal too because of it depends on where we at mentally and the things that we may go through in
Mhm.
our personal lives. Sometimes it's kind of easy to lose faith sometimes when you not understanding why is it so hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I feel like also just like you said, our state,
Yeah.
right? If you're
Yeah.
not in a good headspace, it's hard to remember he is there for you, even other
Yes.
people that are here on earth, like our family members. When you are down and out, you don't see people, you don't even want to like, be present for others. But it's when you come out of that, you realize like, okay,
Yeah.
yep, he pulled me
It's
out and my family is still there for me. So yes. So my
yeah,
is there, it's been there. I believe and I will continue to believe. So
that's good.
yeah.
So meeting people where they are is your philosophy. What
Yeah.
does that look like in a session and practically?
So I I've heard a lot of horror stories. And what I mean by that is
Ooh,
patients will come into my practice and they will state how in their first sessions, um, let's say for instance a patient has lost a loved one. In that first session that therapist just goes right in, like, tell me about the death, and it's like, whoa,
like slow down.
you got to slow down. So you have to get to know the people before you. So I have to put on the person's lenses, not literally, but I have to get to know them. I ask 100 million questions, of course, in a comfortable way, to get to know the person so that I can meet them where they are, right? Build a rapport, make them feel comfortable about being in a therapy space because believe it or not, a lot of people have not been in therapy before. So I want this experience to be something good and positive, even though it's going to be hard and challenging, right? So, meeting them where they are just means what they come into the session with and being able to just join in there, right? And it takes a really good skill set to do that because, again, some therapists, they're just so book oriented, like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do session one. This is what I'm supposed to do session two. And there's no cookie cutter. You cannot do that. So I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did. I really appreciate your answer. You know, sometimes like me personally, I've tried therapy on numerous different occasions of losing my mom and husband within a year.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And thank you. But it's like I had a hard time looking for one at first until I found the right one because it's like you already going through it, but you want to bombard me already what I'm going through and make me feel even worse.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it's just the slow pace that you appreciate the most, like getting to know me more and everything, and then you'll know how to prioritize your questions and
yeah.
um willing into my life for me to feel comfortable. It's like some of them don't make you feel comfortable first.
Yeah, yeah, it's so important, and again, it just I think it comes with practice,
Yeah.
therapists are nervous coming into this career, newer therapists are, and so they just have to figure out what they're good at, how they best wanna help individuals, follow their ethics and things of that nature, but ultimately, it is about the best interest of the patient, the person before us. It's always about the patient. And if we cannot provide them with the best services, then we need to refer them out, and that's just how it is.
Yeah. So what are like three signs trauma may be running into, like as far as when you're doing things, meeting someone on the first step?
So what was your question? I'm sorry.
Like the three signs of trauma
Okay.
that make someone like really intense for you to space out their anxiety to make them feel a lot more comfortable and more open because some of them have extreme trauma and they just come right in with it. How
Yeah.
would you shift that?
So some of the signs, so for instance, if someone comes into the therapy space and first session, they're just breaking down, crying, we just slow the session down. And what that might look like, just to kind of walk you through, is just me coming to them and asking permission to maybe give them a hug, or helping them really process what they're feeling, in that moment, those emotions. So again, I might have like questions I wanted to ask, like, where are you from? What was this? What was it? And they might just start breaking down right away. I got to put all that to the side and just meet them and join them and just make them feel comfortable in that moment. It's a vulnerable space. So I want to make sure that it remains that way, right? So if I can comfort you, if you present that way, I feel like it's a good thing. So that could be a sign. Um, Another sign, which could be the flip side of that, is someone who is resistant,
Mm.
like day one. Like you say something, they're like, yeah, no, that's not it. Or just very like
Yeah.
prickly, right? Um, so that could be the case too. But a trauma shows up in different ways. It just depends. Um, I've had people come into the session have a panic attack the first session.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, I help people understand their trigger. So again, that one is a tricky question, but again, I feel like more of the symptoms can show up as I get to know their story, kind of how they behave or their patterns in relation to other people, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've done many reality shows such as Basketball Wives LA, Black Ink. What is the biggest misconception about TV therapy versus real clinical work?
Well, I can't really speak on other like therapists when they're doing this. For me personally, I
Right.
make it known that I work under my license, and so this is real therapy. Like I, of course, we sign different disclosures to make it okay for it to be public, but this is real therapy because these are my patients and I want them to continue to see me. We don't do it for show. You know what I mean? So, um, and I'm hoping that the other therapists that do conduct therapy on television, feel the same way. I would hope that it's not fake or anything like that. So, yeah.
That how do you create safety on set when emotions are high and the cameras are rolling?
Kind of the same way that I mentioned to you, like it is a real therapy session. So I will meet them where they are. If the emotions are heightened, I just try to do my best to comfort, and let them know that they are in a safe space. I'm here to support and provide whatever resources that they need. Um, in those moments, just providing them some tools as simple as deep breathing, creating narratives in the present to kind of help shift their mindsets. So again, when the emotions are heightened on television, it is to provide the best care possible for that individual.
That's really good.
Hmm.
I like the fact that as well you help families as far as like marriage and family therapists.
Hmm.
That's a lot of things that's really needed for individuals to do, even if they're single as
Hmm.
well.
Hmm.
And it helps them actually get to know themselves. What is one of the biggest things now that you see the most what people really need help with while they're either single or within a marriage?
You know, Anxiety, of course, is high. Depression is high. Um, I would say like just projection, like
Yeah.
projecting your own stuff onto other people. So whether you're single or within a relationship, at work, people have a tendency, let me reframe. If you have not worked on yourself, if you
Mhm.
haven't worked through your own stuff, people will have a tendency to project that onto other people and not even be aware of it, right? So again,
Yes.
it doesn't matter who you are, anything, it's just you can do that. So the key is being able to accept what someone may say to you. So oftentimes we don't know that we're doing something wrong. So it will take someone else, whether it's a family member, a best friend, a boss, or what have you, to tell you, like, hey, I'm noticing something is going on or something is wrong. Maybe you should talk to somebody or something like that. And when that doesn't, we want those individuals to take heed to that and go get the assistance that they need. And then that can be the first step towards it. But I would say that's what typically happens. So, yeah.
It's so crazy that you said projection. I have a daycare center,
Hmm.
and I deal with families a lot, and a mom have was having difficulty paying her copay.
Uh-huh.
And her response through text was just so angry. So instead of texting her back, I just picked up the phone and called her, and I asked her, was everything okay? And she just literally broke down crying, just
Wow.
saying how she just became homeless. She's struggling and she's in a shelter now, just everything. And I just feel like a lot of people with the projection thing, some people will snap right back,
Hmm.
but instead of like snapping back, why don't you communicate with them first? They may be transparent enough to tell you what's wrong with them instead of that. And sometimes that text messaging is crazy for me.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, totally, totally. And you know what you're describing? There's something called introjection where we tend to identify with what's being projected onto us.
Yeah.
So like, say for instance, you and I meet, and or I'm the bank teller, and you are the customer, and then you come up and you're like, "Hey, I'd like to deposit some money or whatever," and you're sweet and nice, and I'm just like, "Whatever," like, sorry, or I keep you standing and take my time and get on my phone, like all of this negative energy. You could get back snappy with me. And that would mean you are identifying. I have shifted your whole energy, right? You came
Mhm.
in sweet, nice, and everything, and now you're being nasty like I was to you. You've identified with what's being projected onto you. And a lot of times that's what happens and people don't realize it. Like, don't allow people to shift your energy or your mood.
Yes.
We don't realize what's happening. Like, miserable company loves miserable. I can't think of the saying right now,
They
but
do. And I know what you misery loves company.
yes, misery loves miserable company. Yes, the real thing. So we have to, like, make sure that we are, aware of those types of things. So
It's so crazy. I don't know if they have a word for it or a solution for it. It's like when you're going through things the most, cuz I felt like this when I was like lost my mom and husband. It's like more things start to happen or more people start to test you, and it's
mm,
like so much pressure on you,
yeah,
and you just sometimes you try to have control of yourself to not spaz out, and then you have the other portion where you have self-control,
mhm,
and you like, I'm not about to let someone define me for who I am of what I'm not doing because of their personal issues.
right.
Like, how can we like even balance that or even like get through things like that, because it could be triggering sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's just self-reflection, reflecting, on things, checking in with yourself as best as possible. I mean, we're flawed individuals, so nothing is ever
Yeah.
perfect, but I feel like, again, paying attention, just having self-awareness. So yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, it is. So, as far as like relationships and communication between two individuals, the most common fight pattern you see in couples is like interruption or just even internet activity. How could they prevent that or learn how to communicate with each other to create a balance?
Do you mean the internet is disrupting their relationship, or are you saying just what is
Yes.
the okay?
Yes.
I say social media is the devil. I ooh, you it is it's a hard one. So I couples who come into therapy, um I can't tell people what to do. I can only encourage them and give them tips and tools. So I make it a point to make sure couples put away their electronics. They're not engaging with social media or just things of that nature and just focusing in on themselves. And believe it or not, that is hard to do for some people. It really is. They go to bed with their phones. They have their laptops on their laps and things like that. So, um, when that happens, it's just important to carve out time to spend time with each other. Um, and yeah, when you get couples who come in for things like that, it can be challenging, but it tends to work itself out in the end. One of the I would say I wouldn't say number one, but a huge problem within relationships is communication, of course.
Yeah.
And so teaching individuals how to properly communicate with each other so that they can hear each other is really common.
Wow. So with you working with reality TV stars and everything, how do love across power, fame, and money, what keeps them grounded, or how do you help them keep themselves grounded from being in the limelight and cameras rolling and everything compared to them actually facing reality within their relationship behind the scenes?
Finding something that matters to them, right? So celebrities, they have kids, they have families, they have loved ones, they have things in their life that brought them happiness. Having them focus in on those things can help to ground them, right? Those are the things that will be there when all of the fame and lights and action is done or gone, right? So again, focusing on those things. So if you have kids at home, maybe going and spending time with those kids can help to ground you or reset you. I have individuals who, they're in LA or they're in New York, but they're originally from Memphis or they're from, Chicago. So going home and planting yourself back in those surroundings can help to reset or ground you. And oftentimes people need that. And it's just a simple reminder or nudge like, yo, this is where I'm from. I feel the real genuine energy, which, when you're around all the fame and all of that stuff, sometimes it's fake. People put on a face or a mask just to get through
Yeah.
the day. So, again, just reminding them where they come from, which is why it's important for me to get to know the person and get to know the ins and outs of that individual. And yeah, just helping them reset.
So as far as like protecting the kids, as far like their mental health, when they notice that their parent is on TV and in the spotlight and under stress, how do they end up balancing out when a kid is old enough to actually see exactly what's going on?
You mean the kid itself or the parent helping the parent?
The kid, once they see that their parents on TV and they may have came across it at somebody's house or anything, sometimes parents don't want their kids to actually know what they do
Got it.
fully, and they keep their privacy to protect them. But once it's exposed to them, how do they manage that as far as keeping them like grounded and understanding?
I feel like it's just talking to the child, and letting them know this is just mommy or daddy's job. This is just what I do. Actually using it as a teaching moment. You know how I just mentioned to you, like grounding and, going back to what is there, like the love and all of that, like maybe using that example with your child, on their level, whatever is age appropriate and helping them to understand. But what I find is a lot of parents do a good job of explaining things to their kids, as this is my job. This is what I have been put on this earth to do. It doesn't mean I am better than anyone or anything. This is just my job, right? And it comes with, the lights, the cameras, big crowds, people, and just again, educating them so that they are better prepared for what's to come. Oh, you're the daughter or the son of such and such. Like, how can we help prepare that child for that? So,
That's good. Cause I've seen some people when they kids find out, the kids be really shocked, and sometimes they cause behavior issues due to kids maybe teasing them and things like that. So that's what made me ask.
yeah, yeah, preparedness is super important. Yep.
Yes, definitely.
Hmm.
So your favorite grounding exercise listeners can try, like what is it for listeners to try for like 60 seconds?
Silence.
That I kind of figured you was gonna say that.
Yeah. Silence. Oh my goodness. Silence is my thing, because I'm always on, right? So I love to just sit in silence. People kind of laugh at me like, you're not watching TV. Like the TV is rarely on. I do get on social media, but it's more to look for funny things. Like there are a lot of memes and videos and things like that to watch. I catch up with people and things like that, but I do like just stillness, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yes.
Um, for 60 seconds, more than 60 seconds, but to answer your question, 60 seconds. Yes. And then, of course, taking deep breaths, trying to meditate or just kind of focusing in on one thing just to kind of center myself. So, yeah.
So this kind of like different, but this is what I'm about to say to you.
Okay.
But you seem so like you done been doing this for so long to a point you have strategized exactly what you want, how you gonna do it, how your life's gonna go, how your kids gonna be, and everything. You just bring like you just have a peaceful spirit. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Thank you. It's always like this, though, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like just overall, it seemed like you done found your space.
Mhm.
Like it's like a finally type thing. That's the type of vibe you're giving me.
Yeah, I feel it comes from just setting boundaries, you know,
Yeah.
healthy boundaries, not boundaries that keep people out, but just
Yeah.
knowing how to navigate certain spaces. And like you said, like I have struggled, I have been through a lot in my life, and I've worked hard also. And so I've just come to this space in my life where I just want to live and just have fun. And I know
I
that's
could
not
tell. I could
I know that
tell
sounds
though.
weird, but like it is like I can go there if I need to, but I prefer not to, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. That I don't know. It just come up behind me and I just feel that from you. It's like I done been through all of this already. I just don't have time for it. But you know how to navigate through it
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. And I have been fortunate to have mentors in my life to teach me these things. And
Mhm.
I've been so blessed with that. And I just give it back, right? Like everything, like when I say literally everything that I have been taught, I am giving back. I have a group practice in two different states, and I am just giving back. Like I was not micromanaged, you're not going to be micromanaged.
Right.
You get to do it this way, like this is how we're going to do it this way. If I can help you, like let's decrease our overhead. Like if it works for me, I'm going to share it. And that's just kind of how I am and how I've been. So
I could tell.
thank you. Thank
But
you.
it's a good thing though. It's cause like, you really don't come across people that's in therapy that come off the way you do. But it's like it's a beautiful thing to see someone like you in the space that you're in right now.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Now you made my whole weekend. See?
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. But what you're doing, you're giving like validation, and this is what we have to give to people. This is what therapists should be giving to their patients, you know
Yes.
making them feel good, based off of facts. And because look at the world, the state of the world. People have so many problems already, so we as professionals have to give them something to feel good about. So what you just did is what I try to do for others, as often as I can. So again, thank you.
You're welcome. You are very welcome. So, with that being said, who has been the most influential person in your life, personally and professionally, and what makes the best lesson that they taught you?
Oh man, this is easy. Well, so in my personal life, of course, my mom. She and that's because she has just been there for me from birth up until today at 51. Like she is always there. I can always count on her. I've watched her provide. I've learned from her, and my grandmother. My grandmother is no longer with us, but
I'm
they
sorry.
taught me everything that I know. I am the person that I am because of them, and so they influenced me, my life, and just where I am today. Professionally, uh, I guess there's so many, so many. You know, what comes to my mind is Beyonce. I do not know why.
Aw.
Um, but no, and I'm joking, but serious. Professionally, I don't know. That's a tough one. There's so many people. Like there are a lot of therapists that I do really admire. Dr. Jen Berman, Dr. Spirit. Um, there's people who just really provide like so much guidance, and they do so much good work in the world. And I just admire them and strive to do the things that they have done. So yeah.
That's amazing. So, what's a healing story that changed you?
A healing story that changed me personally, professionally, or
More of now you done made it difficult for me. I will say more personally. I really just care the most about you personally.
a healing experience. Hmm. I don't know. You know, I guess this is going to kind of go back to my my professional. So I entered into my career path because early on, like I explained, people would kind of come to me to help, solve their issues or whatever was going on in their life. And so when I see that I can help people, um, when I know that people are gaining their self worth, when they are thriving in life because of something that I've done to help them, whether it's something traumatic that's happened in their life. I mean, because I've heard it, pretty much heard it all. Um,
Yeah.
that's healing for me, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Because some of the experiences that my patients have gone through, I've gone through as well. So it's kind of like me not reliving it, because my experience is my experience, even though it may be the same event. But to know that I've helped someone through it is just like, whew, confirmation for me.
Yeah. It's like God put you through something to teach someone else, even though it hurted you a lot.
Exactly. And it's like, if I'm healed and then I can show someone else how to heal, it's a beautiful thing. It's like it's working. I know it's working.
Yeah. So, how did you end up stepping into like helping celebrities? How did that transition happen? Did you think you would ever be helping celebrities?
No, not at all. I just want to be a professor and have a practice. Actually, a mentor of mine, believe it or not, a mentor of mine called me up and said, you know what? Somebody is reaching out to me asking me to do some TV stuff, but I think you would be a better fit. You want to do it? I mean, literally just like that. And I said, I guess so. And I went and interviewed, and it was a daunting process. And I just started, and it took off from there. Once you get into television, and you make a name for yourself, people will reach out and want to do work with you. And also, it's how you present yourself. You mentioned just like
Yeah.
my energy. There
Yes.
are a lot of nasty people out there that are professionals who are celebrities. Um, and I'm not that. So I feel like people want to work with me because of it. So I kind of got in because of my mentor, which bless her, she is amazing. Um, and then it just went from there. So
That's good.
yeah.
Did you like how do you decide what to share publicly versus keeping private as a in a space of you helping them?
I told myself, well, also from a mentor, what I will let out and what I will not let out. So I will always talk about my kids. I'll always share things, about my kids positively. Um, I have a grandchild. I can't post anything about him because I'm respecting my kids. But I just made a conscious effort. Like I have to keep things private. Um, just for myself, because everything you put out, believe it or not, onto social media, it stays.
Yes, it
And I
does.
try my best to educate people on that. If you do put something out, make sure you really want everybody to know, because it will find its way to somewhere. So I'm very particular about what is out there. And, I think that people get caught up when we share things on our stories, like, oh, that must be about her. And it's like, yeah, no,
Mhm. I just
flowing.
like it.
I just like it. I'm just flowing with what's going on in the world. So I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, I
You
try
did.
to keep things balanced as best as I can.
Man, that's good though. Did you find yourself your mental health going up and down? Cuz sometimes you're with people on a different level and
Mhm,
their issues is way deeper than you really expected. How
mhm.
do you protect your mental health and the transaction that you get from their energy to yours to keep you sane mentally?
I was taught early on in my doctoral, just in graduate school, that um, it's not my stuff.
That's
Like,
good.
it's not my stuff, and I do not take anything personal. I just don't. In the therapy space, I just don't take it personal. And there's, you know, uh, remember how we talked about projection? I
Yes.
would expect individuals to project onto me, and that is okay. That's where I want you to do it. Like, do it in the therapy space so we can work through it together and understand what is going on. Like, I would be the person to help you through that, or help you understand what it is that you're doing versus doing it with someone else. So I just don't take anything personally. I do feel like this is my purpose and my calling, because some people cannot handle it and they would take it personally. So
That's good. I could see it being your purpose and calling due to your energy. It takes a special person to be able to deal with that.
yeah.
And just the way I've noticed that you are, I could see it being that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is my thing. And I just know we our experiences, like where we come from. I'm a true believer that we are who we are because of our upbringing, and
Yeah.
people act the way that they do because of where they've come from in their experiences, and it has nothing to do with me. So if somebody comes in and they're attacking me, I just met you.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. I just met you. So so clearly you're having a bad day. It has nothing to do with me. So let's talk through that. But but one of the things that I'm really, I take pride in, is that I am rapport building is very important to me. So you know how I talked about, like, that first session, like, I really need to make sure that the therapeutic relationship, there's an alliance there, right? So if that's there, the respect somehow comes in that space somewhere. And so I feel like if someone is being nasty towards me, it's easy for me to check it and talk to that person to see really what's going on, and they can give it to me. They can go deeper and let me know what's going on. So
Yes. Because people really don't be realizing how they be sounding. You
yeah.
know, people used to get so mad at me. I still say it to this day. I don't care. But I used to be like, they'd come at me a certain way, and I'd be like, that's personal. That don't have nothing to do with
There
me.
you go. Yep.
And I tell people that they get pissed.
Yeah. 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 Yep.
They do. And it makes them turn up even more. And I just like walk away. It's just
Yep.
like, that don't have nothing to do with me.
But I like that though. But you have to do that because it protects your peace, right?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does a lot.
Yeah.
So, how do you define becoming the best version of yourself?
Whew, you got to know yourself. You
Yeah.
have to know yourself to become the best version of yourself. I feel like you have to know what makes you tick, and more importantly, what your needs are, right? And the only way that you will know what your needs are, again, are based on your experiences with people. So if you have, been in intimate relationships with people, if you work certain jobs, if you have had certain, you know events that have happened, like you take those experiences, and you can decipher like what hurts you. So I'm gonna stay away from that. This is what I need,
Mhm.
or how to just manage different things. So um, yeah, yeah, that's just kind of how it is.
I already know. So, what's a therapy myth that you want gone?
Ooh, a therapy myth that I want gone. So therapist spells the rapist. So
Really?
therapist spells the rapist if you spell it out.
Yeah, dude. People be saying that?
Well, not exactly that way, but raping your mind, like I'm not going to therapy because you're just gonna hypnotize me and change my mind and make me
Oh my
think all these things or what have you. So yeah, I think that's a myth. I think that's an old myth. Believe it or not, people are very open to therapy now from all
yeah.
likes and races, cultures, all of the things. And so people are more readily, you know, you know, they're ready to go into the therapy space. But I would say that's a myth, that they just can't be helped. So
What are some tips do you have for someone? Sometimes people say, I'm not going to a therapist, especially in our culture. Um, what are some tips that you could give them to make them feel a lot more comfortable to be able to just take that first step into going in and get help?
you know, um, that one's a little hard. The only reason why I'm saying that is because there's a step, right?
Yeah.
Like pre-contemplation, right? People kind of know that they have issues, but they're scared to like just make the call. And it's like, what can push that person over? And it may be something detrimental has to happen again for them to actually make the call, right? You
Yeah.
have individuals that are in denial. We won't get those individuals. You have narcissists, true narcissists, because I think that word is used too
It
frequently.
is.
So yeah, we gotta we gotta redefine who a narcissist is and stop using that word so freely. But you have individuals that are in denial, and those are hard to capture or get into the therapy space. But you have individuals who have been through things in life, and loved ones have told them things, and so they've like been hurt. They've hit rock bottom, so they're at that pre-contemplation stage. Like I know I need to do it, but I'm just not sure. And then those individuals may end up something bad might happen. They lost their job or someone died. It's like, yeah, I really do need to speak to someone. So now we do what's called a consultation. So now it's in the
Mhm.
therapist's hands. And so that's why we offer, at least most practices should offer like a consultation, 10 or 15 minutes, just so the person can get a feel of the therapist to see if they can really help. And that's
Mhm.
where we can get them. Get them meaning like making them feel comfortable enough to go to the next step and schedule. But we have to act fast oftentimes for people who are in that pre-contemplation stage because they're always on the fence and anything could happen. So if you let too much time go by, sometimes those individuals will not end up going into therapy. So again, just trying to get them in and on the schedule. And then once they're in there, if you are good at what you do in the therapy space, the patient will come back and they'll keep coming back and they will benefit from it and they'll learn, yeah, it's just up from there.
Yeah. I found like a few of my friends, I was telling them like how I went into therapy sessions and stuff. And now I like the fact that it encouraged them to go
Mhm,
as well. And sometimes it takes that one person you're really
mhm,
close
mhm.
to go through it, especially if you've seen the things that they've gone through and then you see their healing journey.
Yeah,
And some of them just like, I think I'm gonna try this because I like the way but I had to explain to them too, you have to be vulnerable and willing
mhm.
to make change and willing to be honest to the therapist as well so they can really help you.
Yeah. And I'm going to add to that, it's also up to the therapist, though, to provide that space to do so.
That's
So that's
true.
super important. So, again, those same individuals that you're telling that to, if they go to the wrong individual who doesn't know how to handle that, it won't work. So, we
That's
have a
true.
responsibility to make sure that we provide that safe container for individuals because, again, they won't come back.
Yes, that
So,
is so true.
yeah.
That is. So,
Yeah.
what's next for your work?
The holidays will be coming up soon. I'm just chilling.
You look like you chilling.
I'm just chilling. I would love to travel. I'm between Chicago and LA a lot, so but I would love to get some traveling on the books. I think with just the, like I said, the state of the world, I haven't been able to get out and just go around and see things and all of the stuff, but just being around family, having a little bit of fun, and just, yeah, but working, of course, still, and extending my services, being available to my patients, making sure that my therapists who work at the practice have everything that they need, and just balance, having balance.
Yes. So, how can our listeners support and connect with you?
Um, I am on social media under Dr. Keisha Downey, which is Dr. Keisha Downey, and yeah, they can connect with me there. And then once they do that, my website link is there. So yeah, I'm available.
Well, thank you, Dr. Keisha.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you too. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Life Heard Podcast. Make sure you listen and you subscribe on all platforms.
Thank you.